The next variant of the Greater Pentagram ritual that we will explore is Libasamic, more commonly referred to as the Boneless One ritual. This ritual is a poor translation of an extremely old and mysterious ritual called the Akephalos, more properly translated as Headless One. In the Thelema Dawn fusion tradition, this rite is used as an invocation of blind force, as a preliminary ritual to bring more magic power to the entire ceremony. The power could be considered flavorless, as the Headless One is seen as holistic. However, consider for a moment the statues and glyphs of the various gods of Egypt, having mostly similar bodies, but many various heads. Not only animal heads, but also entire animals for heads, and occasionally inanimate objects for heads. Now consider the Austin Spare style of sigil magic, wherein instead of using a sigil for a vague flavor of power such as Venus, which technically governs more than just the concept of love, one writes a very specific desired outcome, putting it through a process of abstraction to create a sigil for that very specific purpose. This brings us to the proposition of the Akephalos as a ritual tool. On the altar, as we have discussed, are the two candles representing the pillars of the Temple of Solomon. Often, an image of a deity is placed between these two candles, behind the thurible or incense brazier. The concept is to create a headless statue, having some form of attachment point at the neck to be used for swapping out various heads depending on the nature of the ritual it is being used in at any given time. This creates a unique god for the specific purpose of each spell's desired outcome. Depending on the shape of your altar space and/or sensibilities, you may want to consider what type of body you may use for this project, and for inspiration here, we return to the art of ancient Egypt. Human bodies, male, female, or hermaphroditic. Mummies, standing or seated. Also, bird bodies are common, as well as quadruped bodies such as lions, jackals, or cows. For this project, create or obtain a statuette of one of the previously mentioned types of bodies. In the case of human bodies, small statues of actual deities could be used for this process. There's also an argument for using articulated figures, as this could be used to add an additional layer of symbolism by posing them in various attitudes, such as the various grade signs. Remove the head of the statue, creating some kind of attachment point at the neck. This attachment point could facilitate the attachment of different heads, or be as simple as a small alligator clip to hold a hand-drawn head, sigil, or tarot card. When the Akephalos has been completed, place it on the altar without a head attached. Cleanse and banish the ritual space, and then purify and consecrate the Akephalos with holy water, salt, and incense, as was done with the other ritual tools. Following this, charge and initiate the Akephalos statue by performing the Headless One ritual, addressing the Akephalos as the deity. When this is complete, bow out of the ritual by walking backwards to the edge of the circle or ritual space, bowing once more toward the Akephalos, and then departing, skipping the normal step of a hard or soft banishment.